Hey guys, it's Flip, and today I'm going to show you how to replace the spark plugs on a Cub Cadet XT1 Enduro Series lawn tractor. So this is my Cub Cadet XT1 LT46, and if you look right here under the hood, they have a sticker and it gives you the part numbers for some of the commonly replaced parts. Unfortunately, the spark plug is not one that they list, but I'm going to show you what number you need here in just a second. Now, what spark plug you need is going to be determined by the engine that you have. Now, I have the Kohler 7000 series, and this is the KT730. So you want to check what engine you have just to verify that you get the correct spark plug. Now, I got my spark plugs as part of a maintenance kit that I purchased online, and I have videos about all of this, and I'll put links below the video in the description if you want to check those out. But this is a 7000 series engine maintenance kit, and it is good for engines KT715 to 745. So my 730 falls between there, so I know all these parts will work. The spark plugs it came with have a number on them. It is 751-22435, and it also lists the Kohler item number right here on the box. It is KH2513223S, and I will put a link to this maintenance kit in the video, and I'll also put some options for buying just a spark plug under the video. So some indicators that you might need a new spark plug would be things like rough idling, it's hard to start, or the engine misfiring, but you can also go by the appearance of the spark plug. Now, there are a lot of detailed charts on the internet if you want to look into that to try and determine if your spark plugs need replacing or not. But for the most part, if you just have kind of light tan or gray deposits on here, that's typically normal, and you can just re-gap and reinstall them. Now, if this electrode right here is worn down, or if it is wet fouled, or it's all black and carbon fouled, or you have chalky white deposits on there, that's a sign of overheating. Those are all good signs that you need to replace your spark plug. Now, if you want to go by the manual, it says to replace these spark plugs every 100 hours. I'm not to that yet. Some guys replace them every season. Just depends on how you want to do it. I've had my mower about 2.5 years, and I've never replaced them. And since I got them in the kit, I'm going to go ahead and throw these new ones in. So let's get into this. First, you want to make sure your mower is on a flat surface and that it's cooled off. Then I'm going to take the hood off. You don't have to do this, but it's windy out here, and I hate when the hood slams back down on me when I'm working on something. So make sure you disconnect the lights. Then you're just going to lift the hood back and straight off. I have a full video on that if you want more of a detailed explanation. So then what you need is a spark plug wrench, or you can just use a spark plug socket. And this is a 5/8, and it has a little grommet inside, and that's going to help hold the spark plug and keep that ceramic from breaking. And I'm just going to put that on a regular socket wrench. I've got an extension on here just to make it a little easier, and that'll work. So first, what we're going to do is disconnect the old spark plugs. There are two of them, one right here and one on the same spot on the other side. So we're just going to pop off this boot to disconnect the lead from the spark plug. On this side, you kind of have to move this fuel line out of the way. So these are supposed to only be torqued to 20 foot-pounds, so they shouldn't be that hard to remove unless somebody over-tighten them. So we're just going to take our 5/8 socket, pop it loose. And you can also put some anti-seize on these threads if you want to make sure you can get it out easier next time, or you can just not over-tighten it. Now, before you install your new spark plugs, you want to make sure they're gapped correctly. So you can use a feeler gauge or a gap tool like this, and these spark plugs should be gapped to 30 thousandths. So we're just going to start it on the low side here and see if we can work it all the way around to 30 thousandths, and it should make contact as you're pulling it off there. If you need to push this top part down, you can just use the tool to press down on it. If you need to pry it up, that's what this circle is for right here. You can put that in here and you can pry up on that top part. So make sure it is gapped correctly before you put them in. Now when you go to put your new ones in, some people will put some dielectric grease on here to help keep a better current into the ignition system. It's not necessary. I don't typically do it, but you can if you want. But the key is just to put this in by hand. You don't want to cross thread this, so always start it by hand and then snug it up with your socket wrench. So we've got it tightened up by hand, then we're just going to snug it up with the socket wrench. So you want to get it to where it's tight and then give it about a quarter of a turn. And that should be good. If you want it to be exact, you can use a torque wrench. Then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Again, start it by hand. And then again, snug it down about a quarter of a turn. Then we're going to reconnect our boots, and you just want to press that on there, and you're going to push until you feel it kind of snap into place. Then do the same thing on this side, just push it on until you feel it kind of snap in place. Then I'm going to put the hood back on since I took it off. I'll reconnect the headlights, and that's it. That's how you replace your spark plug. So hopefully that video helped you out. If it did, please hit the like button for me and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.